Hello? Hello, hello. Hi. How are you guys today? Today I'm building a KBD8X Mark II, which I think is great. There we go. This came in yesterday. I think I unboxed it on stream. Anyways. Well, I might as well bring out the case now. Here's the case. It is a blue-gray KBD8X Mark II, which I think looks really, really nice. I'm pretty lucky. I think I got quite a good set. Oh wait, I just realized the wrong light's on, so just give me a minute. There we go, some white light, so you guys can see this better. Make it dimmer. There, okay, I think this is easier to see. It's not as bright. So, here's the KBD8X Mark II. I haven't opened it yet. It's a very nice shade of blue-gray. The brass weight on the back for me is flawless. I think there's been some issues with people receiving kind of scuffed weights with scratches and stuff, but for me, so far, it's quite flawless, and I do not see anything wrong with it. The engraving, KBD8X Mark II, right on the back here, and it's a pretty heavy board. On the top, my brass weight, again, there's no scuffs whatsoever. It's perfectly pristine. So, I mean, since my case is perfectly pristine, we can actually get around to opening this up. And so, before we do that, I should stick the feet on. Right, what am I thinking? Let me find the rubber bump on that came with this. Give me a second. Here. So it comes with Allen keys, screws, and rubber bump-ons to put on the case. And so, actually today I'm not even using any of these besides the bump-ons, because I'll be mounting it gummy worm style, using an O-ring. So I am gummy worming this KBD8X today. Here it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the 4 feet on first, so nothing happens to the board itself. I will be doing a comparison between the gummy worm plate and the top mount plate, I think maybe later on if I have time. But for now, I'm just currently interested in only the gummy worm mount. So, as you can see, the top case is attached to the bottom case through 8 screws around the perimeter, located here, 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 and here. So that's these 8. Today is a lonely stream, but I'm not streaming at a very nice time, but I'm a bit busy later on, and I want to get this board built before then, so I'm choosing to stream it now, before anything else happens. The one's not coming out. Okay. The screws are a bit stuck in. Like, I unscrewed them, but they take a bit of force to come out. I'm just gonna turn the case over when I'm done. So this makes it 7. And 8, and we can actually take this board apart. Here we go. So I'm gonna put the top case to the side for now. As we move these screws aside. Here, and we can take a look at the bottom case. I don't know if you see this. This is a pretty cool detail. In the corners here, there's actually small marks. Like there's an edge in here. Of a corner, and I don't know the purpose of this, but I guess it's a cool little detail. It's like a small little square in each of the corners. And other than that, you have your weight, and the bottom case is actually quite heavy. Now for the top case, I don't know what else to say about it. It's quite a generic top case. You have your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 9? There's 9 holes for the plate to attach to the top case, though that won't be very necessary today because I'm going to be gummy worm mounting this. And that brings us to the PCB. Very nice PCB actually. People went over this yesterday. It has 2 flex cuts in here, which I'm not too concerned about because I'm using a full plate today. But what I am concerned about is whether the PCB actually does work. And so why don't I just fire up VIA. And I've got to flash the board too, so I've got to open up. We'll download the right firmware first. Oh, but it comes preloaded with VIA. Nice. Okay. This PCB comes preloaded with VIA. So I'm just gonna. I have to reflash it anyways because I want to turn the lighting off. So I've got to download the right version of VIA now. The right firmware for this, which I should have done beforehand. So just give me a moment here. And I need to grab my QMK toolbox as well. No, KBD fans, KBD8X Mark II VIA. Hey, what's up, Zezzy? You made it. Yeah, I'm streaming a bit early today because I have stuff to do later. And yeah, so I'm basically I'm just building this up now. Sorry if it's a bit early for you, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. So here's VIA, here's QMK Toolbox. I missed the sound test yesterday because he had to do stuff. Oh, that sucks. I think someone clipped it though, so there's it's not that bad. I think because someone clipped it, meaning you're not gonna miss anything. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It sounded pretty okay. Slightly on the hollow side, but I can't really complain for the price. Did I download the right file? Hang on. There we go. KBD8X Mark II VIA. Yeah, it sounded a tad bit hollow. Just the tiniest bit hollow. Just a little bit. Just the littlest bit hollow. So yeah. Is it getting clear? I still haven't figured out the focus on this thing. Yeah, so anyways, now that we have the right VF file loaded up, I can go ahead and hit, well, it's a really bright board first of all, but that means I can go ahead and hit that reset button. How did it feel to type on? The Ergo board was very unique, I feel, to type on, because I've never typed on an Ergo board before. Yeah, so I'm just gonna unplug this and plug this back in, and it should load into VIA, and now I should be able to turn off the lighting. Great. It feels different from typing on a regular keyboard, but it's not so different to the extent that it's untypable. That's how I would put it. I would put it as it's a very unique experience. It feels almost comfier. I would describe it as comfier. Anyways, now we gotta test the PCB. Yeah, nice. It's a very interesting experience into Ergo boards. I don't think I'm gonna get another Ergo board anytime soon. I kind of just I'm gonna chill with this Ergo board for a while because I think one is enough for me. So I'm just gonna quickly test this PCB since I can, and it's really easy now because I flashed the board and the layout's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this up, and I'm just gonna go through all the rows really fast. I missed E. U. This is a really nice PCB though. Mine has some marks here, as you can. I don't know why it almost never focuses. What if I make it brighter? Is that too bright? Is this too bright? Yeah, it's a bit bright. It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry that it's blurry. I still have to figure that out. I just don't know why it does that. It's a little dark, but much more focused. Okay, great. Great. I think that the focus part is more important than it being a bit dark. I need to figure out how to enhance the detail on this camera sooner or later, so I can up my production quality. Maybe add another camera angle or something like that. Maybe I just have a scuffed webcam. But when I bring things close, the detail, yeah, it might be the focus distance between the, because look, when I put the tweezers on my plate, on my PCB here, it's quite sharp. Look, when it autofocuses like that, it's quite sharp. And when I bring my hand up, it focuses great. Like when I bring the PCB up, it's really clear. When I bring it away slowly, then it starts to get blurrier and blurrier. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. Anyways, I'm supposed to be testing which key now? Oh, and I'm guessing I've disconnected the board because it isn't registering now. The details. Ah, it's probably that. Okay, give me 1 minute. I need to go check something. Hang on. Yeah, I think given the same focus distance it is, but now for some reason my keys aren't displaying. So what has happened? Nothing at all. Okay, now it has. Okay. So is that X? I was on the bottom row. C V B N N. And this one works, and you guys work. So I'm not gonna go split anything. I'm gonna go true to style. I'm not gonna split my backspace. I'm not gonna split my right shift. I think that's how we'll do this. Yeah, take my time. I'm doing great. Thank you. Well, at least everything is working so far. Alright, I guess I can assume that everything is working. And that means it's time to prep the stabilizers. So today I'm going to be building this with the D-Rock V2 stabilizers again. What phone am I using? I'm not using a phone. This is a webcam. So I think if I use a phone, the quality might be better. Anyways, I'm going to need 4 stabs. So that's 1 spacebar wire. Oh, my personal smartphone. I just use an iPhone XR. Okay, I'm gonna use this bag since everything's here. I'm gonna sell you wire and 4 stabs. I can use the phone camera to stream too. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I'm seriously considering that. I've seen a few apps that do it quite well. Yeah, it might be. I generally think it might be better. 2. Okay, so I need... Save money, don't need to buy a new one. True. Repurpose old phones as webcams. Okay, so I need 5 stab sets. Oh wait, I'm gonna take away that desktop so you can see better. So that's 3. Yeah, these are V2. 4 and 5. So these are the V2 ones with the new hooks in them that claim to be better. I'm just gonna pour this all out so I can count this easier instead of digging through the bag, because I need to get the screws too. 1 more set of stems. 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so I don't need to get more stems. Then we've got 2. Wait. Yes, okay, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, 2, 4. I just got the OG Panda. Oh, 6. Nice. I've never used C3 stabs, but I've had a lot of people say that they pop quite a lot. So I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'm just gonna put the rest of the stabs away. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complaining about C3 stabs wire popping. So I've never really used that. I've always stuck to D-Rock stabs. I never really moved over to C3. Okay, let me get my loop, so I'll be right back. Alright. I've got 205G0 today. Small bowl, a small jar of 205G0 today. Nice. It's a nice mix of 205G0. Nice and thick. But I'm running out and I need to restock on 205G0. I don't know. I'm having conflicting emotions. I don't know whether I want to do my stab wires today with 205G0 or use Permatex. My dielectric grease. Do I get them from KBD8XMkii? No, I buy my 205G0 from Mono K. I feel I prefer Monokei's 205G0 over Ilum KB's 205G0. I find that Monokei's 205G0 doesn't separate, but Ilum's does separate. I mean, it's not a big issue. You can always just mix it back together. But, you know, just for that peace of mind, I usually just go with Monokei instead. Yeah, I'm just lazy. I don't want to mix it all the time. So I just stick with Monokei, and then, you know, I don't have to care. It doesn't separate, and it's nice and thick. And I can just sit here with peace of mind, knowing that my lube isn't going to separate. But I mean, I'm starting to really like these Durox stabs. I like the new hook design. I think that it's popping less. I can see that I'm very generous with the lube. Yes, because I'm scared of my lube. I'm scared of my stabs rattling. I hate stab rattle. So I'm just giving these stabs a lot of lube now, in hopes that it will reduce the rattle later and maybe make it smoother. And if it's ever a bit mushy, I just press the stab a lot, and it just means that, well, it helps to wear in the lube a bit, and it gets a lot less mushy really quickly. And also because I stopped lubing the stems. Yeah, I'm going for a very muted build with this 8X. This is supposed to be my muted build. So I'm not going for something as clacky as my F1. This build is meant to be a lot more muted. You put a little bit more on your switches too. Okay, I try not to overlube my switches that much, but I put a decent amount of lube on my switches. It really is. It sounds nicer for you. Yeah, of course it sounds nicer. It's more lube, and it makes the switch press feel so much more buttery. Especially if you use 205G0, which is thicker, of course. It just feels great. Yeah. Yeah, lube is expensive though, so, you know, use it for only the things that matter. That's how I see it. I use it for like this kind of amount of lube is because this is like a build that I really want to go well, and I'm giving it a bit of a generous amount of lube just to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Anyways, I'm just gonna check whether these wires are all straight in case, because I'm paranoid. So that's straight. And is this my personal board? Yeah, this board is personal for me today. So this is a personal build I'm doing for myself, and I'm just paranoid that if I mess it up, you know, it's gonna be living with me for the rest of my life. So yeah. So that's why I've gone to like the lengths. I've cut an aluminium plate for this just because I don't want to use the brass plate that comes with the stock KBD8X. Okay, I may have put a bit too much Permatex on that one, but more Permatex is good, less chance of rattle. That's how I live my life. Permatex is good. Yeah, too much. Hahaha. Yeah, exactly. More Permatex, less chance of rattle. That's how you have to live life. Don't care if you put too much lube on the stabs. Just know that more lube you put, the less chance of rattle you get. That is how I see it. Never be afraid of overlubing your stabs. It's my own board. Wait, yeah, so gotta do it my way. Yeah, exactly. I can do this however I want. Because it's my board. and I hope this board sounds good, because in theory, what I've done and what I'm planning to do with this board is going to make it sound pretty damn solid. Backstreet Boys, I want it my way. Yeah. That is my mood today. I want to do this board my way. Okay, it's got some permatext on the cap, so let's just use the cap for the next step. Don't waste. Play that music now. I think it's gonna get copyright striked if I play Backstreet Boys. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to get copy striked. Yeah, if I could, then I would, but I don't want to get copy striked and I don't want to take the risk, so yeah. Sorry about that. Sing it then. I can't sing, dude. I can't sing if my life depended on it. I wish I could sing. I can't sing. But, you know, play the song in your head. You know how the song... Everyone knows how the song goes, so don't worry. Just play the song in your head. Or, you know, play it on your phone in wherever you are now. And in addition to gummy worming it, I'm going to be foaming the board as well, because I want it to be really, really muted. So you can see the kind of build I'm going for now with the foam, the milky topped H1s to reduce the top clack. Oh yeah, so I am building this board with milky topped H1s, which I think, in my opinion, are one of the better sounding switches in my collection. I've been saving them for this build, actually. I've been saving these switches for a while now, and they're gonna go on this build. I absolutely love milky topped H1s. Some of my favorite switches. What's going on here? Ah, I see. Oh my god, the stab won't go in. Ah, the interstep. Anyway, did you see Era stream yesterday? Yeah, they used 2OG. Yeah, so that's what. Oh, they did. What? 205G0 wire for the spacebar, and dielectric for the shorter wires. That's interesting. I've never seen that. Oh, this might be a problem. There seems to be a clearance issue with the V2 stabs. They don't seem to be playing nice with each other. If you see here, I can't push the stab in. There seems to be a clearance issue. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna try my luck. I'm gonna be a bit more forceful. I'm gonna screw it in anyways. But there seems to be a slight clearance issue. So as you see, it's kind of springing back up here. I don't know whether I can show it to you. Here. And if you see over here, there's a slight clearance issue. And I'm not sure what to do about that. But because it's on the hook that's not involved in the wire, I don't care. Again, this is a personal build, so it doesn't really matter. But do keep in mind that there might be some clearance issues when using Durock V2 stabs like this now. But anyways, for me, yeah. It's on the hook. The hook that's being affected is not the one that is holding the wire, so I don't really care about that clearance issue. But for some, it may be a big deal. It may be a deal breaker for them. So just, yeah. I'm pretty sure that this clearance issue doesn't exist on the Durock V1 stabilizers because of the placement of the hook. But for this stabilizer in particular, because of the way the hook is placed on the outside now, there's a slight clearance issue that has arisen. But I don't think that will affect the performance of the stabilizer too much. I think the stabilizer will still work. And it's not focused again. This thing never focuses. Is it clear now? Okay, let me try and focus this. I have a lot of trouble with focus. Yeah, okay. I think this is the best focus we're gonna get for now. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could get this to focus better. Slightly better. No worries. I should probably adjust where my light is too. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Hang on. Okay, the lighting should be slightly more even now. But that is something to maybe worry about slightly, is the clearance on those V2 stabs. Which is strange, because I didn't, well, I guess I'm testing it now, because it didn't happen on my Alice. Well, because the Alice layout is, well, an Alice layout. But I also think that the enter key stabs is supposed to face the other way, which is not the case here, because the bigger holes are placed on the bottom. On the bottom there. But no big deal. Again, it's no big deal for me. You just gotta make sure that your stab is properly clipped in, and you should be fine. You like the clipped sound. Oh, I mean, not the bottom of the stabs that are clipped. All Durox stabs come pre-clipped anyways. I'm talking about the... Make sure that your stabs are clipped in properly to the PCB. So just make sure that your clips are coming out nicely out of the hole into the PCB. Which mine are not. Okay. That is strange. The stab with the clearance issue, now the hook isn't coming nicely out. That is an issue. Yeah, there's a clip sound. Yeah. There's a clip sound in there. This is a problem. I'm gonna unscrew this a little bit and try and see whether I can clip these stabs in correctly. Because it is an issue that they're not clicking in. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so these stabs, I'm gonna hold it like this so you can see. But the stabs, oh wait. Focus. Look here. They don't clip in. Here and here. They don't clip in very well. So that is going to be a problem. How should I approach this problem? Should I just change these to V1 stabs? This is so strange. Because these stabs just don't wanna go in. Yeah, these just don't clip in nicely. Just not clipping in, which is not good. Let's try it with another stab and see whether we get the same issue, and let's conclude whether it's a one-off or not. Pushing it with a slightly... What do you mean by slightly make the hole bigger? Like the stab hole? The issue is not the clearance with the stab hole though. The issue is the clearance between the stabilizers themselves. Yeah, these stabs are just not being allowed to clip in. Because, look, if you look here, this angle will get it best for you. I think like this. You can see how the first stab is preventing the second stab from going all the way in, if it does focus. So essentially what is happening is these stabs aren't being allowed to clip in because of the interference with the other stab. Yeah, you see it now, right? That's the current problem I'm facing. And I don't know what to do, because usually I think these are oriented in a way such that the stabs are facing the other way, like this. Or something like that. But on this PCB, the smaller holes are all on the top, which poses a clearance issue. And it's very, very strange. And it's quite worrying. So I'm just going to install this one over here then, where it does clip in properly and nicely. And I will figure out what to do about the stabilizers here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might have to use the V1 for that stab in particular, because of that clearance issue. Okay, let's try and figure this out, because if there's a way I can use this V2 stab, because I already lubed it and I'm lazy. Can I clip this into the small hole? It doesn't even fit like this. It physically doesn't allow. I might have to use V1 stabs for both of these, so just be right. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab some V1 stabs just to test this out. Alright, here's some V1 stabs. Let me just do a test fit. Okay, V1 stabs can clip in fine. V1 stabs can clip in. So that solves a small headache for me. But let's see whether the V2 stabs can clip in. So here's another V2 stab. If you look here, if the V1 stab can clip in, then theoretically maybe the V2 stab can also clip in. Just okay, the V2 stab can clip in, but it's just... Wait, did that clip in properly? Did it clip in all the way? How many of these stabs do I have? I have a lot. Okay, yeah, the V2 stab can clip in. So why isn't this one? I think I just gotta prioritize the clips and then push the screws in. I don't think it's the wire, because the wire isn't touching. Okay, I've got it. I've got one in. And I've got the other. It just needs a bit of force. Nice. Okay, I've got these clipped in. Yay, hoorah. And that means this is a good time now for me to start heating up my iron. So I'm just gonna turn my iron on. now. That was a headache. But anyways, here we go. Okay, so this is the V1. No, this is the V1. It's a good experiment, yeah. Turns out you just need quite a bit of force. So that may be a concern. I think that's just the PCB placement, but as you see, the movement of these stabs have no issue. So that is all that it concerns me. And okay, so let me show you something here. Here's the included brass plate for the KBD8X, and I have to admit it is a very nice. Oh, it's upside down. It's a very nice plate. It's very heavy. It's very weighty. It's a pretty nice plate, but I personally don't like the stiffness of the brass plate, so I have gone ahead and I have cut an aluminum plate for myself for this build. So this is what I'll be using today. This aluminum plate instead of that brass plate. Oh. Yes, Retro Maple. This is the blue-gray KBD8X. What is that? Why though? I personally don't like the stiffness of brass plates. It's too stiff for me. I prefer a more flexi build. And that's why I'm going with the aluminum plate today. And also, I think it makes the KBD8X sound better. So today I've got milky-topped H1s. What about the polycarb plate they offer? I'm not a big fan of polycarb plates. I like aluminum plates a lot. I think, out of preference, I would take aluminum followed by, I think, FR4, and then brass. Or FR4, then polycarb, then brass. Fair, yeah. And for me, I don't think you can really go wrong with an aluminum plate. Aluminum plates are great. And Retro Maple, you missed, there is a slight issue with clearance on stabs with this board. So, and specifically the Durock V2 stabs. So just be careful if you do plan on using those. I love these switches though. What's the issue with them? There was a slight issue where the stabs wouldn't be able to fit and clip in properly unless you applied a lot of force into it, which I did. I managed to fit the stabs together, but you had to kind of push it with quite a decent amount of force. So, but other than that, these stabs are fine. I think it just has to do with the orientation of the stabs on this PCB, which is quite strange. Because usually they invert the enter key stab, but on this one it isn't inverted. Alright. Yeah, you had the same... Oh, you had the same issue with the V1 Durocks. Maybe it might be the PCB orientation then. I don't know. Oh, I better do that spacebar one because it's semi-aligned. It's only semi-attached to the plate. So I'll do that spacebar one first, and then we can do the whole board after. So I'm going to warm wiggle this and make sure that it's fully aligned with the plate and straight. Perfect. Yeah, it might just be, yeah, I think it's the PCB stab holes. If you're having the issue with V1 Durocks, then I'm going to presume that it's the V1, that it's a problem with the PCB stab holes. Is this problem on your 8X, your KBD8X? Or is it on another board? KBD67. Ah, yes, okay, yeah. They're both KBD fans and AIO3, so I'm gonna assume that it's an issue with the PCB stab cutouts. And not the stabs themselves, so I retract my statement, it's just the PCB then. But it's a small issue, because it's fixable. It's fixable, so it's not a huge issue in the long run. Stepped caps or regular caps? Regular caps. Yeah, nothing a little elbow grease won't fix. Exactly. Just, you know, apply a little bit of force and you'll be fine. Once you seal the board together anyways, there's going to be no issues whatsoever, I hope. This one hasn't been like... I actually haven't tried the KBD67. I'm quite interested in trying one. Maybe I'll build one in the future for myself, because it looks like quite a nice board. And, you know, I trust AIO3 and his designs. And also, yeah, if you notice, this plate doesn't have the flex cuts introduced in the brass plate. I think I forgot to add those in, but I don't think it should be a big issue because the brass innately is more stiffer than the aluminium. So nothing to worry about. I usually solder row by row, but I feel like soldering the whole board at once today. So I'm going to do that. And I think it'll be fun because you get to just see me solder a bunch of switches all at once. Oh, and these switches are, I have to check for straightness first. I check for straightness on the keys that are only semi-supported on the plate. Because other than that, this plate is actually pretty tight, which means it's holding the switches nice and straight. If it's a looser plate, then I do check for straightness all the time. But because it's a straighter, it's a tighter plate, I have trust. Oh, and I'm also using 5-pin switches. And because I'm using 5-pin switches, it means that the 2 pins on the 2 extra legs on the switch bottom helps to keep the switch straight and aligned anyways. So in addition of a tight plate, I have 5-pin switches which help to keep the whole thing straight. The only ones I really will be checking straightness for are the ISO enter and the spacebar because they're not being held by the plate fully. And so for those I will be pushing them in again. So I'm gonna do the ISO enter now since I'm gonna solder the whole board later. So that's the switch over here. Longer mod keys, yeah. Why is my iron not hot? My iron like went into standby mode. But anyways, yeah, what I do for this one is I'm just gonna heat up the pad and I'm gonna push it into the plate to make sure that it's straight. How's tight plate like? Just means that what's it called? The plate is fits with the switches very tightly. That's essentially what it means. How basically what happens is it's just the switches snap into the plate. Yeah, that's all that a tight plate means. And that means it's just holding your switches nice and snugly in that plate. So, yeah, I don't have much to worry about. If I am soldering with 3 pins, I will check for straightness. Again. Like, but with the 5 pins, I'm kinda... I'm okay, and I'm also kinda lazy, so... That's just me being lazy. But I have faith that I have built this straight. even if I am being lazy. I have hope. Yeah. Don't be like me, don't be lazy. Track for straightness. But again, this is a personal build of mine, and I'm lazy, so... Is it still possible to get this board? No, the group buy for this board is over, I am afraid. This group buy ran in August, so unless you dig on the aftermarket, unless you want to pay aftermarket, then I'm afraid I think you are out of luck. But they are still available on the aftermarket. And it's not too expensive compared to other TKLs. I think it's about 500 Singapore dollars. It's going around 500 Singapore dollars or around that ballpark figure for these boards now. So it's not too expensive when being compared to other TKLs. It's really quite a decent price. It's sold for, yeah, it's very reasonable. It was sold on the group buy for 300 USD. That was group buy price, so now it's just going slightly higher because, you know, people have received their boards and they're selling it. So, I mean, it's still not an extremely steep price. I mean, for the price, well, so far the QC has been great on mine, I guess. Some people have complained about scuffs on theirs, but my case came pristine, my weight came pristine, so I have nothing to complain about there. It comes with the case, it comes with a PCB, and it comes with a plate, the brass plate. It doesn't come with an aluminum plate. I think you've mentioned that they have PC plates up for grabs too. But if you ever want a different plate material, the AIO3 has published, there was no hot swap PCB for this, sadly, but I mean, for me that's not a big deal because I prefer soldered PCBs. Thanks for this follow, Classic Rory. There was no hot swap PCB for this board, and I don't think hot swap PCBs work very well for top mounts, anyways, because, well, first of all, there might be clearance issues, and second of all, because it's top mount, if you push the switch in and the plate is mounted to the top case, and if the PCB isn't attached to the plate in any way, shape, or form, if you push a switch in, it could actually have the risk of pushing the PCB out and dislodge all the switches and pull the PCB away from the plate. At least that's what I think. But, I mean, there's nothing that's going to stop you from mil-maxing this PCB. And I think that another issue is also that this, oh my god, it's so out of focus now, is that this kit was aimed at, I think, a slightly higher end market who, you know, are all okay with soldering. The other kit, yeah, I think you don't know how to solder and I'm lazy. Send it to me. I'll solder a board for you. If you want, at least I can solder a board together for you. And it's honestly not that hard to solder. Yeah, I don't know why this is such shitty focus. I'm so sorry. Let's try and fix the focus again. But when you solder, as long as you have a semi-decent iron, I don't charge much. I charge actually quite little, I feel. You just PM me later and I'll settle it for you. But I feel like I charge quite a generous rate. But honestly, you should just try and solder yourself. It unlocks a whole new world for you and your boards. Basically, all you have to do is push the iron against the pad for a few seconds, right? And once the pad is heated up, all you have to do is just feed solder in and then release the pad. That's it. You can do this. You don't need a fancy iron or anything. You can do it with a $20 iron that you get at a hardware store. All you have to do is just put it against the pad here and then feed solder in and lift. A whole new world, yeah. It's literally like that. All you have to do is just lift. You see that? Yeah, it looks easy. It is. That's because it is easy. All you have to do is just put it here, feed the solder in. So you let the pad heat up for a few seconds. You feed the solder in to the pad. And then once the solder is there, you lift up the iron. And all you're doing is just bridging the contact between the switch leg and the pad that it's resting on. So it's really not that hard. So don't be afraid of soldering. Don't ever be afraid of soldering a board. And like once you get the hang of it, you can go pretty fast. So I can solder quite fast, I feel. I'm not afraid you are lazy. I find this surprisingly therapeutic to do. I love soldering boards together. It's just very calming. It's very enjoyable to do. It's very fun to do when you just solder the whole board together. There's not really other words I can use to explain it. It's just very relaxing. It's therapeutic. And that's how I feel about soldering, at least. So I think it's pretty fun to do. Yeah, that's good. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy it. Like, enjoy soldering. It's not a chore. It's a fun thing to do. Don't be lazy to do it as well, because, you know, with a soldered PCB, you get more stable switches. You can customize your layout. You can do a lot more with a soldered PCB, basically. And you can transfer these soldering skills to things other than keyboards. You know, whether you have hobbies in like drones or RC planes. I know that a lot of people solder stuff there. In those hobbies, a lot of hobbies use soldering. You can even use it when you're repairing electrical components, splicing wires. Like, keyboards are just the tip of the iceberg for the applications of soldering. You're working with microcontrollers or like Arduinos, solder. And like, seriously, once you get the hang of it, it's so fast and so easy. And it's just a joy to do. You did soldering before, but that was long ago. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you did it long ago. Just, you know, it's time to brush up on your skills then. That means you should already have a simple base of soldering, and you should know what to do. You should already know what to do. Then if you've soldered before, it's nothing different from what you were doing before. All you're doing is bridging that gap. This is literally all I'm doing. I'm just touching the iron and the pad and adding solder to it. And from there, all I have to do is feed in the solder and the switch is soldered together. It's that easy. So don't be lazy, don't be afraid. You'll find it's very fun to build a board. But if you really can't, then just, you know, drop me a message, I guess, and I'll solder it for you. What happens when you make a mistake? It depends on the kind of mistake. If you know what you're doing. Okay, basically, if you're... Make sure... Okay, that sucking gun is scary. That's... Okay, the sucking gun is really easy to use. Don't worry about it. All you have to do is heat up the solder and then press the button. And it sucks away all the solder. So don't be afraid of the gun. It literally just sucks all the solder away for you. Desoldering is a pain. It's definitely not as fun as soldering. But again, don't worry. It's quite rare that you'll make a mistake while soldering. Just you know, be careful. Take your time. And, you know, I don't think you would mess up. On the side note, you do risk lifting pads. But to avoid lifting pads, if your iron is temperature controlled, just make sure not to solder not to leave your iron on the pad for too long, and to not solder at such a high temperature. That would be the biggest two pieces of advice I would give you. Just don't leave your iron on the pad for too long, and you should be good to go. That's the number one cause of lifted pad, is having too hot an iron or leaving your iron on the pad for too long, and that will burn the pad and lift it away from the PCB. And if that happens, then you're gonna need a wire to solder a wire in to jump the lifted pad to the next switch to complete the circuit. And then again, jumping is not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It's literally just touching putting the wire, the open end of the wire into the solder, and heating up the solder so that the wire gets attached to it. I think I have too much flux on my iron. My iron's a train wreck right now. Time to get a new tip. But yeah, don't be afraid of soldering. Never be afraid of soldering. Soldering is your best friend, especially when it comes to keyboards. Knowing how to solder also gives you the opportunity to, fix a dead keyboard. Yeah, soldering is my best friend now. When I build a keyboard, my soldering iron is my best friend. Because it makes it fun, it's easy to use. So don't worry about it. How far in am I? How many switches do I have to go? I have 3 rows. Yeah. I am halfway through the board. Yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, there's tons of, you don't need an expensive iron, just make sure that it's temperature controllable to some extent, and you should be good to go. I think even Black Simon, he uses a $30 iron. You don't need the fanciest equipment. You don't need a Hako. You don't need any of that. You just need an iron that heats up, has temperature control so you don't lift a pad, and you'll be fine, man. You'll be completely fine. Alright, man. I can't wait to finish this board, though. I can't wait to hear how it sounds, because I think it's going to sound great. Shall we do a prediction then? Why not you make the prediction? Do you think it'll sound good or sound bad? Because the KBD8X is kind of notorious for sounding a bit hollow. I hope the modifications that I've made will make it sound great. Oh, you think it will sound great? Let's hope. Let's hope for the best. Because the KBD8X stock, the regular KBD8X sounded to me, well, kind of hollow, kind of cheap. I hope my aluminium plate, the switches I've used, the foam, and the mounting modifications that I've done will make it sound a lot better and a lot less cheap. okay, that's soldered in right. I sure hope this sounds great. It will be, don't worry about it. Man, you are optimistic. I will give that to you. You are optimistic. I think this board will look great and feel quite nice. I'm on my second last row. Woo. Okay, let's speed run this. Let's speed run this soldering. Let's finish this board up because I'm excited to type on it. Ooh. I'm so close to being done. Take it slow, make it pretty. It is still pretty. I'm just doing it fast. But either way, if it's not pretty, no one's looking at my soldering anyways. Oh, well, experts. I'm not an expert. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. But I think that I've gotten the hang of soldering to the point where I can do it fast and it still looks pretty decent. Because, I mean, it is all I'm doing is I'm just pressing this iron to this pad and then putting a wire in. So it's not that many things to mess up. The only time it would not look pretty is if I put in too much solder. Then it would look ugly. But if I put in an okay amount of solder, it should look fine. So look, I'll make it pretty for you. That one was kind of ugly. Last three. There's so many tiny holes that confuse me. You feel like you soldered. Okay, here's a life hack. Use your keycaps. If you don't know which hole you're soldering, use the keycaps that you want to put on it to line up the keys. And if you use those keycaps, you'll be able to line up exactly where you want the switches to be. And basically, wherever you see that little leg poke out through the hole, that's where you solder. Because that's the pad that the switch is connected to. Does that make sense? Just solder wherever that little leg is sticking out of. Alright, I think we're done. Let's test whether it works, first of all. So, back to VIA. Let's plug you in. Alright, it reads, and first thing I need to do is rebind this to my function key. And I'm rebinding this to right alt. Where's right alt? There we go. Layouts. Bottom row 7U. There we go. Key tester. It's looking promising. Oh, don't worry about the menu or the function key not registering, because it doesn't show up in VIA. Okay, well, the PCB is all working, which is great. That means that I can show you the special mod that I've been working on. Here's the bottom case. And to make it even more muted, I'll be using the foam that comes with this. So now I need to figure out the orientation in which the foam sits. So it's like this. And the board sits here on top of the foam. And so I'm going to be gummy worming it. And what that means is I'm going to have this O-ring. Let me get rid of that for you. Go around the PCB and the plate like so. And just like that, we're nearly done. All I have to do now is place the top case on and screw the whole thing together tightly. The only issue I'm worried about is maybe the clearance with the foam. But it shouldn't be a huge issue. If it is, then we'll take it apart and we'll take out the foam. Screw this in quite tightly, but not too tightly because I don't want to compress that O-ring too much. Now that I have all 4 corners in, now I can tighten it a bit more. Am I studying or working? I'm currently studying. I finished school now and I'm waiting for myself to be enlisted into the army because it's compulsory in Singapore. So I finished high school. That's about it for me. Nothing really remarkable. Yeah. So basically, in my pastime, all I do is build keyboards. Anyways, here is the board. How many boards do I own? Personally, I only have 3. Okay, let me get the keycaps for this. I forgot to grab them. Where is it? Ah, I know where it is. Pretty sure I put it in my GMK trays. Anyways, back to the topic on hand. I only own 3 boards, but I'm gonna be putting Dolch on this. Basically, I own this board, my F18X, and my these are the new GMK trays. These are the new GMK trays. Yeah, these are the new ones. Not the old ones. The old ones are way nicer. I do prefer the old trays. I'm just trying to figure out where each key goes now. When did I start this hobby? Quite a while ago. Earlier this year. Earlier this year. When did you join the hobby? A few months ago too. Oh, nice. Well, you should learn how to solder then. August, I think. Nice. So you joined because of COVID, I'm assuming? Did you join because of COVID? Is that why you needed it? Oh, not really. What made you join the hobby? You happen to see Teja's vid on YouTube. Is it the one with GMK Striker? Because I'm not a big fan of that. So I went to find out more. I see. Oh, you realize you like this. Nice, nice, nice. Uh-oh, that's not good. My spacebar stab. I think I assembled it wrong. Oh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try and do this myself. I'm gonna try and pop the wire out and reassemble the stab correctly. Because I do not want to desolder this build. I'm such a klutz. I'm an idiot. I fucked up. I tested all the stabs but this one. Okay, trusty flathead. Trying to pop a V. Okay, now I wish I had V1 stabs. Because V1 stabs are so easy to pop the wire out of. This isn't a flathead. Oops. I need a flathead. There we go. I have popped the wire. Okay, wait. Pop the wire. But now I have to hold it in while I push the wire out to make sure that the wire doesn't pop back in. Which is easier said than done. I'm gonna move this keycap set out of the way. I'm gonna move this board here so it's easy for me to... It might be faster to just open it up again. I don't want to... I have to desolder the whole board if I do that. And I am lazy. Oh, I have to pop the other side too, right. Okay, now I should be able to push the wire outwards. What's up? I fucked up my stab. I didn't check it. Whoops. And I wish I was using V1 stabs right now. Why did I not use V1 stabs? Shit. Oh my god, I might actually have to desolder the whole fucking board. These are Everglide V2 stabs. I am so pissed at myself. Ugh. Shit. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna pop it out. No, I can't adjust from the PCB itself without desoldering. Let me actually try and see what's wrong with the stab here. I just believe I inserted the stab into the wrong hole, which is what is causing this entire problem. So now I have to figure out if I can get the wire to move. Have you seen Cloudline TKL? Yeah, I have. I think it's a pretty cool TKL. Ugh. I hate myself. I put myself through torture. Because when I desolder the board, then I have to take out all the switches. I'm gonna see what I can do now. Because I don't want to desolder this board. I am like kicking myself in the ass, I shot myself in the foot with this one, guys. Shit. Yeah, I know, I'm just lazy. I know it can be fixed for sure, I'm just lazy. Oh, the screw's out on this one. You can do it. This one's the one I didn't. Okay. I have to desolder all of this. Let's see. First, I need to isolate which stab is the issue. I can't even tell at this point. I need to look at another stab stem to compare this. Just give me a minute. Okay, that one's correct. I need to look at the housing too, damn it. Okay, the side of the screw has the notch. Okay, so notch is facing outward. Yeah, I'm gonna have to desolder the whole board. Fuck this. Okay, I think I'm gonna desolder this and then I'll end the stream after that, and then I'll solder it back together after I eat dinner. Grr. You go away for now, because you don't need to do anything, Mr. Bottom Case. Oh, I'm pissed. Let me heat up my iron again. God, this is such a rookie mistake. I can't believe myself. I guess that's what I get for being lazy. Then again, it's a personal build, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just being lazy. 86 switches to desolder. Okay, now I gotta set my iron to 300 degrees because I don't want to desolder too hard at too high a temperature. Where's my dust bin so I can dump the old solder out? Reach for the wire bracket? No, I mean, yeah, but then I could risk bending the... No, I have to reassemble the whole stab. Oh, shit. No, I have to reassemble the whole stab. So I have to physically take the stab out. And to do that, I have to basically desolder the whole thing. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, thank you. One didn't desolder nicely. I might have to re-desolder some of these, because some of them don't come off nicely. Like that one. There's still some solder left over. Okay, while I'm here, I might as well just reflow these, and desolder them. This is gonna take me a while. But these ones are pretty clean. Let me just see whether these switches can come out. Nope. Okay, this one can. Why isn't this one coming out? This one is such a clean desolder. Maybe now. I really shot myself in the foot with that one. The one time I decided to be lazy. isn't it coming out? See, this is why desoldering is a bitch sometimes. CRP60, I like them. I like how they look. I like the look of CRP C64. If you like them, buy them. CRP is a decent keycap set as well. The maker. Oh man, I think this one I have to warm wiggle out. This switch is giving me a headache. So I'm gonna have to warm wiggle this out. I hate this. I have to reflow both of these and then warm wiggle this switch out. I lack the physical and mental strength to do this. There we go. Fuck me. Never again. Am I making this mistake? I am never making this mistake ever again. I guess this is what I get for being lazy. Yep. Don't be lazy. Just don't be lazy. Please don't be lazy. Ted needs to desolder the spaceman. Thanks for the follow, J Perms. The problem is also I have a shitty solder socket. So half of these, thanks for the follow, maybe NSA 6. At least I'm not using shitty solder. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see how many switches have actually successfully desoldered. This one. Not this one. Not that one. Perms raid, perms raid, perms raid, perms raid. Whoa. What is going on? Danger Dwarf, thanks for the follow. What is perms raid? Wow. Raid gang, let's go. Hello. How are you? Thanks for the follow, streaming Triceratops Crab. How are you all doing today? Right now I'm kinda facing the music for being lazy. Kujo26. Holy fuck, I have an F18X. Jealous. Came to kiss a homie. Thank you, Rory. Well, I was being lazy today, and I ended up... Thanks for the follow. Show us your key. Alright, I'll grab the F1. Oh shit. Here's the F18X. Over here. Thanks for the follow, Fatally. So, here is the F18X. It's currently at the site over here because I'm trying out a friend's keyboard. So currently connected to my computer is a Matrix Labs 1.20G, which is a pretty cool board. Shit, I moved this back. But basically what happened is, oh, and I have a really weird camera where it wait, hold up. What about it? Singaporean? Yeah, I'm Singaporean. Majula. Yes, Majula. Right now I'm just stupid because I basically, what happened is I assembled the keyboard. I soldered everything in, and then I realized that I assembled my stab wrongly. So now I have to desolder the whole thing. And basically I'm kicking myself in the foot. I shot myself in the foot because I was being lazy and I decided not to check. And so now, and I have like the $10 desoldering pump. So half of these switches I'm gonna have to warm wiggle out. But I'm gonna try and reflow some of these. And hopefully I can desolder some of these cleanly. Because I really just don't want to warm wiggle all of these 86 switches out. Which it looks like I'm going to have to do for this one. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I guess I deserve this. Because I was being lazy. Should I just give up now? I'll do this tomorrow instead. I don't know. But if I have to reflow every single switch to pull out the housing engineer, yeah, I know. I'm planning on buying an engineer after this, purely because I'm using this shitty sucker. This is making me, yeah, I'm going to go buy an engineer because this shitty sucker is making me warm wiggle everything out. I'm actually pissed. I just pulled out the switch top. I can always do it when I have more time. Yeah. Well, I said I had stuff to do later. Oh, what's up, random? Yeah, I just pulled off the switch top. I'm tilted. I am very tilted. I'm quite tilted, so maybe this is not the best mood to desolder a switch in. But I'm gonna desolder, I think, at least 1 or 2 rows, I hope. I'm gonna try and attempt to desolder 1 or 2 rows. But I can't even desolder this switch, it's stuck. And the housing is, well, fucked. Thank God I made extra. I'm just gonna take this housing off. The spring went flying. The spring go. Whatever. I have an extra. Breathe in, breathe out. Untilt myself. Take my time. Do this slowly. You might feel better after eating. Good food makes people happy. Yeah. I might just go somewhere to grab an engineer while I'm out for dinner. Dinner soon. Yeah. I'm looking forward to dinner. But first I have to get the switch out. There we go. Okay, this switch is officially scuffed. So, you go somewhere else. I'm gonna try and suck this one out now. Oh, is there anyone in Singapore locally that sells engineers? I might go pick one up later. I might have to pick one up later. Maybe on Shopee. Yeah, but Shopee takes like 2 days to deliver. Why the hell are all the housings coming out? Oh. Oh yes, we got one. Okay. I just gotta take my time. I just gotta take my time and desolder slowly. Just desolder slowly. And nothing will go wrong. All is good. Be positive. Must be positive. Come on. Come on, switch. No? Will it come out? Nah, it's stuck. Oh well. Wait. There was some movement. There we go. Yeah! Positivity! Okay, well I'm just gonna go ahead and try and desolder every switch slowly. And then the ones that are still stuck in, I will go back and warm wiggle out. I hate this desoldering gun. God. I should have bought an engineer. Maybe I should buy a desoldering gun at this point. Oh, my finger's getting tired from pressing this stupid sucker. That one didn't even suck. I might have to clean out this sucker soon. Yeah, wait, I'm gonna clean out my sucker. I feel it getting clogged. Oh, that's disgusting. There's so much just dried solder inside. Well, who's next? This one. When was the last time I cleaned it? The last time I desoldered was the last time I cleaned it, which was quite a while ago. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, that has a... My camera, I don't know, goes portrait sometimes. Means never? No, I did desolder a board quite a while ago. Shit, I'm leaving for dinner in like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna desolder as much as I can in 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna go for dinner, come back after dinner. I'm gonna continue desoldering, fix the stabilizer, resolder, and we'll have a finished build. God damn it. Let's see how much I actually managed to desolder. Not this one. Oh, this one, yes. This one is out. Okay, yeah, the milky housings are loose AF. Where was it? This one. Okay. Separate that leg. Oh man. If only I spent like 30 seconds checking the stab earlier. Okay, this one's good. Nope. 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 So I need to warm wiggle all of this out. Okay, well, let me see. I think this one can come out. This one can. This one's gone. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one I have to warm wiggle out. So let's just do that first. So out of 6 switches, I only desoldered 2 completely cleanly. I can't even warm wiggle it out. Stay positive. I can't even pull the switch out. Let's try and desolder this one more time. Okay, that sounds more promising. Please. Yo! Okay. Oh wait, maybe I just need some force. Oh, I did desolder all of... Okay, not this one, but I just need some force. Okay, great. I am in a good mood now. Let's desolder everything. Yeah. Give me a minute. Ah, shit. I have dinner in 15 minutes. I'm gonna desolder as much as I can before then. And pray I don't lift any of the pads. That doesn't look too good. Thanks for the follow, Chaj Lake. Yeah. Oh. I just need to take my time and power through all of this. Okay, let's see how successful I am this time. That's dropped on the floor. This one's stuck. This one's stuck. This one's stuck. This one's housing came off too. Shit. Yeah, it's so strange how the housing comes off when I try to pull off the switch. I can't believe I tested every step except for the spacebar step, and the spacebar step's the one that fucks up on me. Oh well, if I can't, I have to use a flathead. Yeah, I don't think this one's coming out. This one seems pretty stuck. What about this one? Okay, that one comes out. My life is a mess. My keyboard is a mess. This better be worth it. Ah, shit. Let me push that leg back to where it's meant to be. I think after I try and desolder this row, I'm just gonna head off to dinner. De-stress. detilt myself. Yeah, just eat some. Yeah, I'm looking forward to food. Let's see how far I got on. God, I need to stop like taking off the switch housings. But the milky tops are kind of loose, and I just don't want to take the switch apart. None of them. Great. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go eat. I'm just gonna end the stream here. I'm sorry, guys. I'll figure this out. I'll maybe stream a fix later on. I'll stream it tomorrow, but I'm not in the mood for it now. Sorry. See you guys.